Okay, everybody. Welcome to Casual Conversations with the Homies. I'm Ray Mayer. That's Guru. That's Tito. You know, it's a Saturday. What you say? What was this? Tito, what did you call this?
It's the Saturday morning cartoon
Yeah,
edition
I'm
right here,
loving it.
man.
I like it. I like early morning. I don't have to set up no lights. You can see me real good. The sun is coming through. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, to start off with you, Guru. Guru, how you doing? How you been?
Doing good, getting a little exercise in, posting it up, chipping away at it. So all you folks out there working out, hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. Just chip away at it. Just chip away
Yeah,
at it.
Guru, I seen you. I seen your posts. You in the gym. You know, Guru's in there. He's in there running. He's in there trying to get that. He's getting that summer 2021 up. But Tito, how you been? How are you?
I've been good, man. Just consumed with work, but at the same time, like family's a little under the weather. Definitely no COVID happening around here though, but um, test came back clean, everything like that. So just chilling. Trying to stay indoors, not do much. A little bit of stressed out with the whole election thing. I know we're not a political show or anything like that, but um, you know, just waiting. Sitting, waiting, hoping, wishing.
Yeah, I'm not a political person at all. So I'm kind of mad on the whole situation. It is what it is. But yeah, as far as me,
Yeah.
but they called it this. They called it
Yeah, how
this
you
morning.
been?
But I'm all right. I've been working, putting a little bit more extra hours in at work this week. Family's cool. Staying.
Any projects
Yeah,
coming
yeah. I'm
up?
actually shooting today. Shooting a wedding couple at 1:30 in San Leandro. So that's why it's good that we hopped on early.
Okay.
Um, yeah, they since it's COVID, it's not a real wedding, so that makes it cool. I mean, bad for
Long
them.
way.
Let me say bad for them, but good for
I hope your wife's not listening.
yeah, but good for me. It's just me and them two and a photographer and some like a nice scenic area, and I just got to make a small cinematic video with some voiceover, and that's pretty good, pretty good. And then later today, I also got to do something else when I'm done with that. So, what else is new with me? Oh, I'm actually moving. Oh, that's new. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Where you
It's a
going
Okay.
to,
different part
man?
of Castro Valley by Don Castro.
All right.
A little starter
Yeah.
home.
It's around like A Street, all
Yeah,
that shit.
so it's
D Street,
nah,
right? D
it's a little
Street,
bit up though.
D Street, D
So
Street.
you know how it's D Street, but it kind
Yeah.
of go up the hill in Castro Valley. So it's the same Castro Valley, Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, you got it right, Tito. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's a cool little park if you guys are familiar with the East Bay, some little
yeah,
geography. It's a cool little park. They got little, like handmade little beach there.
yep,
You can go like swim in the
yep,
lake and
yep,
whatnot.
yep.
But
So,
I don't know now, the
Okay.
COVID
I don't know. I
times,
think
but
when it gets
All for
hot, I
that.
think I don't know.
well,
You have to, right? So that's cool, but it's everything is soon. But
yeah.
anyway, what's the show? We got the lineup. You guys can see we're talking Thursday night football. The Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Cowboys, the Buccaneers. Mid-season awards. MVP, LVP, or LVT, because you could put some teams up there too. Man, it could be LVC because least valuable conference. But anyway, and then our NFL picks, and then I know Guru wanted to update the Iowa college situation, so we're gonna say that for last. But boom, let's start off first with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, because Thursday night football happened Thursday, so we should talk about it first. You guys know me, the number one Aaron Rodgers fan, has yeah, he played pretty good. 4 touchdowns. They played the Niners, the hurt Niners. That team is decimated with injuries, but the defense is was doing good with other teams, and he kind of went in there and you know murdered those guys. Did you guys catch the game?
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I think Green Bay played all right. I won't go as far as to say did Aaron Rodgers, get a monkey off his back, right? Like it's like the Niners kind of humiliated him last
Twice.
year
Jinx. Yep.
twice. Um, so it definitely is one of those where, did he not? I mean, he played well. Um, More so, I mean, this is probably an unpopular opinion, man, but it's like we're always talking about the Niners being injured. Like that's the only thing that's constant with them right now. That and you guys know how I feel about Kyle Shanahan, where I show him no love, but really what it comes down to is like
Mm-hmm.
they're always injured. Like we can't use that as an excuse, man. Like I'm sorry, but it is what it is at this point. Like you
Wow.
got to peg them as an unwinning team. You have to peg them as a not good team. Like if you're not staying safe, like that's
Yeah.
on you, man. Like you can't blame
Yeah.
it on anybody else. So I'm just sorry. I need to go a little bit on a side rant with the Niners because it's they're shorthanded, they're this, that's always the case with them, man. So it's just like let's just call it what it is and say, hey, they're not playing good football, but it's fun to see because I love to see them lose. So it definitely was one of those. Um, Hey man, I'm worried about the Packers though. I'm worried about their run game, man. Like we all know Aaron Rodgers has it. Like I'm actually not seeing Aaron Rodgers run as much as he used to, right? Like he's not a mobile quarterback, but he would maybe give you what, like 30 yards, 30
Mm-hmm.
yards a game, 30 to 40. Like definitely pick up some first downs. And you're seeing it ever so slightly, but I'm not seeing it as, maybe he's getting up there in age. What do you
Uh,
guys think?
I mean, yeah, he's up there. He's up there. I wouldn't want to run around at that age, but go ahead, Guru.
No, I mean, vintage Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. And I'm always for the 49ers losing anyway. And, these games count. So there is no excuses. Next man up and, try to win the game. But I was impressed. I thought Devontae Adams was, doing whatever he wanted. And I'm not sure the 49ers would have won had they had their Jimmy G and
Mm-hmm.
Moser, defense looked pretty solid, but they still have problems on offense. So, good win for Green Bay.
Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers said it himself after the game. He's like, he doesn't feel like he redeemed himself because he played a hurt 49ers team. He went, 25 for 31, 4 touchdowns. Um, Devontae Adams, though, 10 receptions, 173 yards and a touchdown. He was out there beasting. But, oh no, Thursday Night Football, it was
Yeah.
interesting.
What's up with this little What's up with this little feud on best receiver
Man,
in the
I see
NFL?
that.
Did you
So we've
guys
been
see
having
that?
this debate on the show for a couple of weeks now, but now they must have got
Yeah.
wind of what we were talking about because the players themselves that we mentioned, they're going back and forth fighting. It's who is it? Who's Julio, Devontae?
It was Julio Jones and Devonte Adams. So both of them, I think SportsCenter had this thing. If you guys saw, for our watchers out there, I think it was like who's the best receiver. Julio Jones kind of responded, and Devonte Adams responded, and it was just between them two. And then out of nowhere,
D Hop.
DeAndre Hopkins just laughs out loud when it
Then
comes to
they
it. But
inserted a
I mean, I think all three are definitely in the conversation, but for this season, I would definitely give it to Devonte Adams. I mean, I know that I know that we're talking about midseason awards or whatnot, but it's just like if he missed a couple games, but I mean, he came back on a tear, man. And I know that there's no real second receiver on Green Bay. He's the only option, but wouldn't defense know that as well? And he's still putting up the numbers that he's doing. It's just like that guy's on a different level right now. But we're seeing a lot of
yeah.
good football.
It was a poll I seen too. They inserted DK Metcalf in this conversation, and they was like, who would you get rid of? And to me, DK Metcalf is not even. He's not there yet. But Guru, what do you? I mean, I'm going to take some about Devontae Adams, but Guru, what do you think?
It's hard to choose any one receiver because all of those guys that y'all have mentioned are game changers. In other words, your team can rely on them in the clutch, you know, and so you only have a handful of them in the league to begin with, and I think you've named them. People like Chase
Stop,
Claypool
bro.
and
Stop trying to
Devontae Adams and
stop
all
trying to
those guys.
implant Chase Claypool in my brain, dude. He's trying to inception him. He's all like, we got this person, Chase Claypool, Julio, Devontae. Get him out of here. I need to see a full season.
You're talking about these guys who are putting points on the board, and that's what you want out of your top playmakers.
Yeah. Jose asks who leads the NFL in receptions right now. Let me see.
I'm looking it up right now, but it is Davante Adams
8, right?
with
And he
8.
missed 3 games, right?
Yeah. Hey man, DK is up there. DK has 7.
All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and since we're talking about Thursday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, best receiver in the NFL. I'm going Davante. Julio, he's good receivers, but the other guy really gets more of the balls and most of the touchdowns. DK Metcalf is the beast. I don't like his route running, but being a pure athlete, he does score. But Lockett is on his team as well, and Lockett is up there with. They're literally tied in stats. They don't talk about Lockett's stats, but he has the same amount of stats as DK, so that's kind of a Russell thing. D Hop, he's getting the ball 20 times, so I don't, Kyler Murray, he just throwing the ball up there like he's a good receiver and all, but. I mean, he's good. I'll give it to him. He's good, but, he's in a good situation where he's getting, force-fed the ball. And it's other options. Like, people still giving that rookie look on Arizona. I forgot his name. And then Larry Fitzgerald still getting, like, some heat on his side. But, Davante Adams, to me, he's a different animal. His route running he runs his route so smoothly, he always gives us a chance to be wide open. So, I'm going to give it to Davante.
He has a perfect body.
Pause.
He has a perfect body for a receiver. He's tall. He runs like a gazelle. And for a guy his size, he's nice and lean, just the way you want your receiver to be. And he has incredible hands, and he's very fluid in his routes. It's hard to argue that he's not, because if I had to choose one guy, I guess it would be Davante Adams. With Chase Claypool being a close second.
Okay. All the cringe, man. Guru just fell in love with his YouTube channel, everyone. If you want to know why Guru's high on him, that's why. He has a YouTube channel. Guru been watching it since like July, and now he's
phenomenal.
He loves the guy. All right, Guru.
That's funny that Jose was asking who's leading in yards after catch. It's funny because I was trying to look that up very like right before he asked that. Because I think that's a crucial stat there too, For whatever reason, NFL.com's not reporting that stat. I click on it and it's taking me to an error page. So
there's no yak.
Yards after catch, but I don't know who's leading it, unfortunately.
Probably Justin Jefferson, who I picked as rookie of the year wide receiver. He has 563 receiving yards. He's up there with the top receivers already as a rookie this year.
Yeah. But Davante Adams is leading. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is leading in yards. But anyway, Guru, you want to talk about the Falcons?
The Falcons, yes. Tack McKinley, Richmond native, Contra Costa, Community College, UCLA. Pick in the 2016 draft. The season after Atlanta went to the Super Bowl. He is available. He only has 8 sacks in his career so far. And he got fined by the team here recently this past week. Conduct detrimental to the team. Apparently he posted some things about wanting out. And I just think a player, of his, who hasn't produced much should just keep his mouth closed. But on the other hand, there was such high expectations for this young man coming from the environment that he did, going to John F. Kennedy, being a standout football player, that I just hope that we expect. I mean, I expect more out of him as a player, and he's on a trade block. Would you be interested, either one of you, in a defensive end who's 25 years old?
I mean, if the trade deadline was still here, which is over, but yeah, I mean, Raiders, yeah, we can't formulate a pass rushers.
Not my team.
You wouldn't take a look at him?
Not the Redskins.
Nah,
they don't need him.
Good.
The Redskins is
Nah,
that's
we're
the
good.
only
Man.
thing good.
Oh, y'all
The
good.
Raiders, we need all the pass rush we can get. But since we're on the Falcons, hopefully he can turn it around. Speaking of outbursts and people saying something, breaking news: the Giants have decided to bench Golden Tate after his outburst. So I guess it's a clip after he scored a touchdown. That's what it says. Yeah, and he was like, throw me the ball after this touchdown catch. He said, throw me the ball, and then he liked the post on Twitter saying that he should be cut. And now the Giants benched him. I guess that's an outburst, but to me, I think that's stupid. If you're in a losing team and a guy wants the ball, and when he gets the ball, he makes a better play. I don't know. To me, it's too fluffy, man. Too fluffy. You can't say nothing. You can't do nothing. It just, I don't know. I'm not for it.
That's the new NFL, though, man. Like, you can't touch the quarterbacks. You can't do anything. Like,
yeah, the quarterbacks yell all day, but as soon as the receiver says, "I give me the ball," and it's like, he playing with Daniel Jones, just like Hollywood Brown came out and said something like, if you don't. What's the point of having the gun if you don't use your weapons? I don't know, something like that. Some stupid quote where he should have just said, but he's right. If it's okay. Like, they want to get the ball, they want to help their team out. Rightfully so. Why is that not in the show? Why are we not talking about Lamar Jackson? Guru, how did we miss that? How did we miss that? How did we miss that?
I want to talk
let
about
me add that right now. I have to literally physically add this to the list.
Please put that in there.
we can bump Dallas Cowboys off
I'm thinking
of the
about
show,
bumping the Cowboys, Guru.
I can't blame you.
Listen, I think we should bump. I think we bump them off. I think we.
Nothing good is nothing.
What you have something to say about the Cowboys before we switch to the Ravens and these receivers? Because I think the receiver. Let me say this right now. I think the receivers when they're on a losing team, I'm not even saying on a losing team. When they have quotes that they want the ball and they want to help their team, I've never been mad at that. Like, that's, if they don't pout about it too much, but if a guy's caught on camera after he gets a touchdown celebrating saying, throw me the ball, like, that's like not that big of a deal. Like, you want your players to get thrown the ball.
I agree with you. I mean, he doesn't have to apologize for being a competitor that he is. I was surprised that he wasn't getting the ball more during the season. They might have won some more games. But like you said, Raymir, Daniel Jones can't hold on to the ball. He's stinking it up. You got a quality former All-Pro, Pro Bowl wide receiver, and you can't get the ball to him. He gets frustrated because people think he's washed up when in actuality, he's not getting the ball.
Yeah, that's like who's a receiver that has a wasted career besides Larry Fitzgerald? It's a new one. I can't. Odell Beckham. Yeah. If your quarterback's not getting you ball or playing right, you have the. I mean, it ain't. I don't think it's that big of a deal to where they need to like bench him, and he does it for speaking up. That's not even like, to me. That's not even like heavy speaking out against your team. Like, even, I mean, maybe liking a tweet is like, too much, but really, it's a click of a finger, man. It's not that big of a deal with NFL teams. Get it straight. All right, so Guru, you got literally 1 minute to talk about the Cowboys because I don't care about them. They suck. They literally can play me at quarterback, and I probably can throw for the same amount of yardage and get the same amount of QBR. But go ahead, Guru. You got 45 seconds.
Well, thank you for the 45 seconds. I mean, that's the least I can get for my team's
time is up.
But I will say this. Listen, Sunday we play the Steelers, and if you want to revisit the 2017 draft when we chose Taco Charlton over T.J. Watt. I think the Cowboys regret that now because Taco Charlton really hasn't had a productive career at all, and T.J. Watt is wreaking havoc. So I'm sure he's going to remind us on Sunday why we didn't pick him, and that's all I have to say about our sucky owner and sucky management. I love you, Cowboys. Screw management.
Hey, Guru, I love that quick minute. I love the fact that you're being realistic about the Cowboys. I'm done with them. Cool. Tito, anything?
Yeah. I do want to comment one bit on TJ Watt. I don't want to take anything away from him, but you guys know what I do.
What?
Pittsburgh Steelers and linebackers. That's all I gotta say.
Nah. I get what you're saying. They play good, but some of them come in there and play exponential.
Nah.
He's one of the guys that's been playing exponential.
Oh, yeah.
Like they draft linebackers pretty good, but then they draft people exponentially sometimes, and he's one of those guys. Okay, Baltimore Ravens. They lost on Sunday, right? Yeah, they lost against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hollywood Brown came out and said he needs to be used more. The Ravens played their game. They had like 200 and something rushing, but they couldn't beat it out. And I'm not saying Lamar Jackson. I'm not calling for him to be benched or nothing like that. But like the same reason why I judge Aaron Rodgers. So David Voss is not here, but David Voss, he always messaged me about Aaron Rodgers. Like, you got to stop hating on Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, I'm not hating on him. He's judged if he can win a Super Bowl or not, or if he can beat the big team in big moments. I don't care what he does against the depleted Niners. I don't care what he does against any team in the NFC North. I only care about what he does in January. And if he doesn't perform in January, same thing. So same thing is kind of coming around with Lamar Jackson for me. Lamar Jackson is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's bad. Like, he had his team in the game. But he had crucial turnovers that cost his team the game, and he didn't win the game. And I don't, to me, and I now I'm starting to think real meta. Like, maybe Lamar Jackson is good, and the coaching staff around him, they were bad before he got there, and they were almost on the last. Harbaugh was going to get fired that season, but Lamar Jackson happened, and he literally kept him his job. I'm saying maybe the whole team is getting exposed right now. Lamar Jackson is great, but these guys not putting the receivers around him. And at the same time, Lamar Jackson, he'll tell you right now, he's not performing the way he should be performing against these big teams. Like, he's a bully. He'll beat up anybody he can, like the people he should. But the people that, comes up and punch him back in the mouth, sometimes he doesn't really answer. And the team that's punching him in the mouth is the Chiefs and the Steelers. Go ahead, Guru. I'm gonna let Guru go first, Tito, because I know Guru he hates my take on this. I think I texted that on Sunday. I think I texted that. But go ahead, Guru.
Well, I mean, it's nice to hear Ray Muir's commentary because he really didn't put it into context. Yes, you were right when you said that he played tough teams like the Chiefs and who else? The Titans or whoever, or the Steelers. But you know what? The man is only 22, 23 years old. He's in his third season. He has the best record of any quarterback the last 3 seasons. Also, he turned the ball over 4 times, and they still had a shot to win. Now, all he has to do is get it together. Let's give Pittsburgh credit. They have a phenomenal defense. But trust me, there's nothing wrong with Lamar. He's been to the playoffs 3 straight seasons. He knows how to win. He does have to get Hollywood the ball more. They have to, like, whatever they were doing last year with him, they need to do it. I don't really feel like they need new receivers. I just feel like they need to open up the passing game more. Because he was hitting everybody last year. He can do it this year. But Lamar's going to be fine. He will be fine. And, when it gets time for the big time, eventually he's going to be on top.
Go ahead, Tito.
No, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this in the sense that I wholeheartedly agree with your take, Ramier. It's either put up or shut up, come out here, play. Like, he single-handedly lost that game for them. Like, he did have them in a position. He did have them in a position to win. I mean, I had said it last week where Pittsburgh, has I'd want to see more from them. I want to see them go for the jugular every single time because they haven't been able to put away anybody. They've always allowed people to come back into the game. In this game, they actually fought. They actually fought to get there and to take over the lead. I mean, there's 4 lead changes in the game, right? So it was their defense is phenomenal. They're playing really, really well. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Lamar Jackson can develop a killer instinct. Like I'm gonna put this team away. He he is great. He's an MVP. He's definitely gonna do his thing. Um, for me though, what I'd like to see from that game, like they had the running game working. I want him to develop kind of like the post like the middle game, so to speak. Like don't go for the big boys. Like I know that Brown is asking for it and he's a speedster and he can, probably be, get up there, beat the rest of the secondary or whatnot, right? But like utilize that tight end that you have. Like they have a tight end that I
They
think could be on the
utilize him
same caliber.
too much. That's the
That, but
problem.
you need, he can't be your escape valve though. Yeah, you got to spread the ball. Like you said, I think you're right. They do go to him too much, but that's the only person that they go to. They don't spread it around or anything like that.
That's
So it's like
go ahead.
that's what I would want to see. But I mean, for me, I need Lamar Jackson to kind of develop that killer instinct. I don't know if he can, but I'm not going to take anything away from his greatness. I mean, if anything, he might get a ring. I don't think he's going to be forming a dynasty or anything like that. But that's probably getting ahead of what we're talking about.
I mean, like I said, to me, I think he does have the killer instinct. His whole NFL career shows that he kind of can be that guy. All I'm saying is this: the offense is becoming one-dimensional. They run the ball, and when they can't run the ball, they go to the tight end. So maybe this is why they brought in Des Bryant. You need that because they're not going to Snead like they need to. Hollywood Brown, like these speedster guys, they're good receivers. It's only one speedster guy who shows like a second dimension, and that's Tyreek Hill. But everybody else, you can't just think you could just run a 9 every day, all play and get the ball. And it's like that's not unrealistic. To me, I think, like I said, it's Lamar. It's part of Lamar Jackson, but I'm starting to look at the coaching staff at the same time. Like, hey man, y'all need to start doing something different. Like how do y'all not change y'all game plan or try to I think they have like they was coming back and Lamar Jackson did lose the game. But they need that different element. They need those drag routes. They need those like last year. He was throwing the ball real good, and I don't understand why they kind of went away from that. Like I don't know if it's because Mark Ingram's not playing, and he's like team morale is like a big thing with those guys, and also the defense is getting exposed a lot. Like Peters, Hubre or whatever how you say it, Humphreys. I said Hubre. Humphreys. The rest of those guys, Calais Campbell. Like he's not getting that much pressure. I mean, they did on Sunday, but when the moments counted, Big Ben just did his thing where he just Big Ben. Or maybe that's what I'm not looking at. Maybe we're not factoring in that Mike Tomlin is the coach of the year right now at 7-0 and Big Ben, and I was wrong. He went back to form that he normally is, and the Pittsburgh defense is the Pittsburgh defense. And not saying that the Ravens are bad, but just that the Pittsburgh might be the best team besides not named the Kansas City Chiefs. And they don't have a loss, but they did have that extra week when they had that COVID thing with Tennessee. So, I think they would have lost that game if they would have played it. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying hop off the Ravens Lamar Jackson board. I'm not saying it at all. But I'm saying Lamar Jackson is judged. He has an MVP. He's an MVP type player. So he's judged on the Super Bowl. Like I text y'all, I think about him.
He's always going to be in the mix.
I think about him. How I feel about Drew Brees. How I feel about Aaron Rodgers. But those guys have their rings right now. But going forward, when I talk about Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, they don't impress me until they win the Super Bowl. I don't care if you can go to the playoffs. Like, I would want that for my Raiders quarterback. But, if you're not performing deep in the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson hasn't done that yet. Like, to me, this might be his year. He could sneak and go all the way with all this adversity if he plays well. But let's talk about the other team that's going to the Super Bowl, and that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, nobody said no to that. Cool. All right. Tampa Bay, they just added AB. He's not rocking 17 or a teen. He's rocking the number 81, which is cool. And it's a lot of people's speculation is like, how is he going to fit well with this team? but more stories about how him and Tom Brady are actual friends. He's been at his house, and vice versa. Tom Brady is at his house in like Miami or something like that. I'm going to say two things. I'm going to say, how do you guys think he's going to fare with the Buccaneers? But do you think it's a set agenda that people want to see AB and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fail? Tito first.
I think so. I think so. I mean, the way that they're playing, I'm not gonna crown them Super Bowl champs. I'm not even gonna say they're going to the Super Bowl. Like what I've seen play out, what I've seen play out in this year, like even talking about KC, talking about Pittsburgh, like it's anybody's game. Like there is definitely a top tier of teams, that are capable of going, but it literally any one of them can easily be our Super Bowl champ. Like anybody like has shown that you can. Pittsburgh has shown that you can beat them, although nobody has. But blueprints are there. But with Tampa Bay, same thing, man. Like I mean, they're clicking. I actually think AB is going to do really, really well in that offense. Like they have too many damn weapons and just one ball. But I mean, I do. Part of me, I'd be lying if I say that I do. Like I hope it doesn't work out. Like there is always that element that for whatever reason, us as a society want to see, want to kick somebody while they're down. I mean, it's just what happens. No shade on Cowboys, plenty of shade. But yeah, I mean, I think they'll do well, but I do think there's an element where I do think that people will say, hey, no, like this isn't going to happen. I mean, you see it with Gronk, right? Like we were hearing the Gronk rumblings at the beginning of the season. And then now he's kind of coming up to his own, but it's still not the same thing, right? I mean, he's been out of the league for 2 years, so it could be very similar on the AB aspect. It's just they've already went through it with Gronk. Maybe it's a little bit easier to go through it with AB.
Yeah, Guru.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl.
Not to the Super Bowl. Just the team with AB overall, and then.
I think that team. Yeah, of course, there's people who want to see them fail. A lot of people do not like their setup. But the man is a football player, and I think they're making too much of his situation because you have people who like Richie Incognito, not trying to make light of it, but Richie Incognito. There's a lot of guys who've done a lot.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. It's a lot of
he hasn't been found guilty of these things, and people have to be careful of that, because it seems to be a perception that he did something and we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, he's a phenomenal football player, and I think even though he's had time off, listen, this man is phenomenal, and you can't sleep on him. Let someone try to cover him one-on-one. You're gonna fade up, and I'm sure they're gonna do that, and they're gonna find out. So I think he makes them more of a Super Bowl contenders simply for the fact that they have. Before then, now that you have him, yes.
Yeah, I think AB will be fine. I think this team is led by Tom Brady, and I'm going to go back to Tom Brady and his leadership. Like people want to play for him. Like Mike Williams, he hasn't been seeing the ball like how he wanted to see the ball, but he didn't. You don't hear about him complaining because he understands the team big goal. And this past Sunday, he had a big touchdown catch to seal the win, and it's like. These players, like, Gronk is getting involved. Godwin, when he plays, he's involved. Number 10, I don't know his name, but he was stinking it up this past, was that Monday? Stinking it up. I'm like, dang, that's why you got put in that spot where you can be that Wes Welker type. Because Tom Brady, he kind of likes those short guys. And that's what AB kind of is. Like, AB kind of.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's all right. But on Monday, he was dropping a whole bunch of passes. And he was doing a couple of things that I just thought was uncharacteristic. But he's not a star receiver just yet. And, AB can be that person that just really bring them over the top, even though they already are over the top. Fournette looked pretty good. I know Rojo didn't really play much because he's hurt. But their team is looking good. The defense is looking pretty stout. I know they were losing to the Giants, but they came back. What? What is this? What is this? There's Santa Clara. What is this? Somebody hacked my system? I think I'm getting hacked. Hey, Nolan. 1 second. It says your Apple ID is being used near Santa Clara. Don't allow. What is this? Nolan. My bad, guys. It says my iCloud is getting hacked. I know y'all don't want to see no leaks of your boy out there. I know some people do. Hey, 1 second.
Right.
Like 1 second.
All right.
All right. I'll throw a question out for you, Guru. Put a little GM hat on going on with the Bucks, dude. All right. So Tom Brady's there for 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
AB obviously signed for 1. What if he goes out there and balls out? Maybe they don't win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do? What do you do with Godwin? What do you do with Evans? Do you keep everybody together and run, or do you say, "Hey, I can get some pieces for this," and you break it up to some extent, right? Like you get an AB. Like to me, I would say 2 of the 3. But what do you do in that situation, man?
Well, it all depends on what the salary cap implications are first, but if AB balls out, which I expect him to just take off where he left off, I really do. I really think that he's been in phenomenal shape. Yeah, he's 32 years old, but as a receiver, if you're in good shape, you can be at the top of your game till you're 35. And he's always been quick. He hasn't slowed down, and I just think that if he comes back, he might still be the best receiver in the league.
I think one thing about it,
he could be. And then you have to think about re-signing him.
Do you trade with the other guys, though?
You have to.
Because you're going to have to.
Fair. Yeah.
Oh, then you trade Godwin. That's easy.
Yeah, you trade Godwin. Yeah.
I mean, but that's if AB plays good. But, Bruce Arians not the biggest AB fan, but maybe they want him over. Like, now it's really looking like Tom Brady's team. Like, Tom Brady, he don't run this team, but he's running it because you seen the last team he left is decimated right now. But, yeah, Sunday we'll find out. They play the New Orleans Saints, so that should be a game. They lost to them earlier this year, so we'll see if they can redeem themselves with their new added piece of Antonio Brown. All right, mid-season awards. We're going to go MVP and most shocker, and then least award, like least valuable player, least valuable team, whatever. All right, who's your MVP? Tito, you're first.
Coach.
Oh, and coach of the year.
I didn't want to go first, but we'll go MVP. I'm going to say Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. I mean, he's playing out of his mind. I mean, yeah, he had, a couple. That Arizona game was definitely not pleasant, but he still balled out. I think he's just on another level right now.
Guru.
Russell Wilson for all the reasons that Tito just said.
Let's go coach of the year next. Who's your coach of the year? Guru, you first.
Wait, who's your MVP?
I don't really have an MVP, I guess. I guess Russell Wilson right now. Let Russ cook is the thing. He's cooking for right now, but I wouldn't be. Only thing who would I be surprised if they crept in there? If Patrick Mahomes got back up there, and if Ben Roethlisberger can cut down his turnovers, and he's gonna for sure be comeback player of the year. But yeah, Russell Wilson. All right, coach of the year in the first half. Go for it. Guru.
So far, Mike Tomlin.
Tito.
Oh.
I'll give you the politician's answer here, though. I'm going to say Mike Tomlin, but I have a favorite, and you guys are probably going to be shocked by this, but Brian Flores, Miami Dolphins.
Okay, that's not too bad. I got the Bills head coach.
What's his name?
I don't know, McDermott.
Why?
Nah,
I don't know either,
kidding.
but
I don't.
I see it.
You know, I don't really have a coach of the year thus far. I think Mike Tomlin is up there. He's winning it. Yeah, Mike Tomlin, I guess, because he came out of nowhere. Like, we was kind of riding him off, and him to bring that team back to where they're at. He said he was missing his piece, Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, least valuable, least person or player or team or organization.
Coach.
Coach is Mike
You gotta be
McCarthy.
specific now.
Okay, all right, least valuable coach, Guru.
You want to start with B.
I'll go first. Adam Gase. Who's next?
I'm seconding that.
All right, Tito.
I'll make it unanimous, but let's give a
No, Tito, you get one answer.
welcome to let's give a welcome to our Dallas Cowboys. Here's the thing though, man. I won't put it on McCarthy though. I will not put it on McCarthy. I will put it on every other coach on that coaching staff, because guess what? It is the same for the past 5 years. Nothing else changed other than the head coach. I mean, yes, he has that responsibility, but we all know who runs that team, and nothing's ever going to change there. So it is just honorable mention in my opinion, but I wouldn't peg out McCarthy. I still think he's trash, because guess what? He should have won more Super Bowls with a peak prime Aaron Rodgers, and that didn't happen. So
yeah,
you can get out.
McCarthy's not up there yet. To me, it's a first year coach, so I'm always respect.
Tito was waiting, boy. Tito was waiting with his baseball bat for that.
Nah, I'll give you now a person that I'll actually dig into to be like, you know what, like he's never been great. I mean, he's actually, to me, he's actually one of the smartest NFL players, but not because of his play. Kirk Cousins. I say he's smart because he's the most financially.
Is he your least valuable player thus far, or most disappointing player?
There we go. He is my least valuable player. Yeah. Like, it's like,
okay, next week, man.
You know, you don't need to. I don't need him to be an MVP. We don't need to see that. But dude, you got weapons. Delvin Cook is balling off of his mind. Single-handedly beat the Packers 2 weeks ago. You got young stud receivers. You still have Thielen, like, go to. Like, what are you doing back there, man? Like, dude, like, what? Like, man, you would think that any one of us could be back there and put up numbers and still win some ball games. And man, I guess he just wants to collect that paycheck and ride off to the sunset now, man, because it's mighty fine. He's done fairly well in the financial aspect.
Yeah, my least valuable player is Kirk Cousins. I've always been down on Kirk Cousins, so he's the biggest finesser in the NFL. Like, he finessed him to get him the biggest
valuable player. Yeah.
But go ahead, Guru. Who's your most disappointing player?
Most disappointing player, I would have to
Kirk
say.
Cousins. Who would you say?
The most disappointing player, I would have to say, is
Dallas Cowboys, offense and defense.
I would have to say the quarterback of the Jets. Because everyone keeps thinking that, he's Sam Darnold, and he's going, he was the number 3 overall pick. And people, I know Adam Gase is bad, but you know what? I don't see no signs of life.
Okay, hear me out.
And
Daniel Jones is better than Sam Darnold right now. I agree with you.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So that's who about this most point is Sam Darnold. USC name in the name only.
Okay. All right. Okay. So. Yeah.
I wanted to touch on the Raiders.
Yeah, we can touch on them later in the pick'ems. So, all right, let's go. Highlights from last week. New England lost. Tito picked Buffalo. We all picked the Raiders because we all knew that was a done deal. But we all whiffed on the Cincinnati Bengals in Tennessee.
Yeah,
you guys.
I'm shocked.
I lost on the Detroit versus Indy. We all picked Green Bay and KC, and we all got surprised by Tua's non-impressive performance against the Rams because the Rams laid a dud.
Hey, that defense, man. that defense definitely showed up, right? But guess what? Brian Flores knows the Rams like no one else's business. Like that guy is Jared Goff's underwear right now, dude. Cause guess you guys remember that 10-3 Super Bowl? Who was the defensive coordinator for that Super Bowl? Brian Flores. So
Didn't know that.
that guy, that guy owns the Rams right now.
I feel it. Who else? Guru picked the Baltimore Ravens. I picked the Steelers. Yeah, I knew it. What else? There was no tie in the Dallas Philadelphia game, but that's pretty much it. All right.
There should have been.
Right.
Did y'all win last week, Tito?
They had a bye week.
Did y'all win last week? Did y'all...
They had a bye week. They were resting. I mean,
Don't
we better
let y'all
win
lose
this.
to y'all
We
lose
better
to the
win
Giants.
this week. I'm down to lose. Better draft pick, man. Hey, my prediction's still aligned. If you guys remember, I said Washington was going to go three wins. So my prediction's still in line.
So who you gonna get? So if y'all lose, who y'all gonna get? Because if we have less wins, than y'all, we're going after the Ohio State quarterback. That's who we're going to get.
You got to be careful though, man. I'm hearing he's going number 2 for sure. So
He could go number 1. I don't think Lawrence is that much better than him. I don't think he's better than him.
Man, I saw a mock draft recently that had Washington selecting Trask, quarterback for Florida. I haven't seen. Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen him play.
Boy.
I think McShay is really high on him, but I don't like it either. I mean, go get some playmakers, but it is what it is. I think it's a deep receiver class again.
I'd rather listen to someone on International Boulevard.
He's 14th.
Than Todd and 14th and Todd McShay. For real.
Right.
He has no credibility with me. He's whiffed on so many. You and I could pick better than him.
We actually have, if you looked at our draft. But anyway, yeah. NFL picks.
Alrighty, let's dig into these picks. Let's dig into these picks. Alrighty, so we have the first AM game that I have here is Denver versus Atlanta. And Atlanta is favored by 4, -4 Atlanta.
I'm going with the hot start of Atlanta, man. They start. Raheem Morris got them playing different.
Denver.
I got Atlanta too.
Going with Denver.
Damn, the Guru with the Denver. All right, go ahead.
All righty. The next one, we have Seattle versus Buffalo. And Seattle is -3.
Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle. The Buffalo is not doing anything on. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, yeah, they're not doing anything on offense, but the
Josh Daniels. I told y'all. He's showing like teams getting adjusted to him now. You see, he's turning into Josh Daniels. I'm just saying that he's
Allen. It's Allen, right?
Josh Allen. Excuse me, Josh Allen. Josh Allen. I told you guys that he was mediocre at best.
He's starting to see that too. So we'll see. Stephon Diggs is still getting his catches.
I'll go Seattle. I'll go Seattle.
But their defense sucks though. So Buffalo, if they're going to bounce back against the defense, it will be Seattle.
Well, they did make a trade, so I do like that trade that they made for Dunlap, defensive end for Cincinnati. I mean, obviously Cincinnati wasn't doing anything either, but he probably still has something left in the tank. And then I'm hearing Adams is getting healthy, so I don't know if he plays this week.
Biggest disappointment.
But Adams is getting rid. Next game on the docket, and I'm torn on this one, man, because both of these teams I have been playing like crap, but somehow they're winning. You have Chicago and Tennessee. Tennessee is -6.5. Big favorite.
Tennessee.
Man, I got Chicago for some reason. Their defenses have been balling out, and I think either they're gonna make a switch back to
you gotta
Mitch.
steal my thunder,
huh?
I said you got to steal my thunder. I'm going Chicago as well, man. That defense is balling out. But I mean, I still don't trust that damn quarterback situation. Part of me wants to say they should go back to track
I think they
Bisky, man.
should.
I don't know what.
If Nick Foles doesn't show, if he doesn't Foles up, if he doesn't show up, then yeah.
Right. Alrighty. The next one, we have Baltimore versus the Colts. Get this line, guys. Baltimore is -1. This is almost a straight pick 'em.
Baltimore. I'm not hesitating. I dare y'all to pick against.
I am. You guys know how I feel about the Colts. Hey, Leonard, my boy Leonard is back. He balled out last week. I know that Phillip Rivers, there's no love here, but I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore. I don't think Lamar Jackson's not gonna lose 2 in a row.
I'm not gonna lose to Phillip Rivers.
He could. Phillip Rivers been playing good. But go ahead, Tito.
Alrighty, the next one, we have Carolina versus Kansas City. Kansas City is -10.5. It's a big line right there, but I got KC.
Going with Carolina.
I want to go Carolina because they're going against KC and they did do well for me. But I'm gonna go KC. They looking pretty good. Le'Veon has them in the new level. I don't know. Even though they're getting CMC back this week, Carolina is, but I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna pull it off. I got KC.
Alrighty, we got next game still in the morning docket. Man, we got a lot of morning games. All right. We have Detroit versus Minnesota. Minnesota is -4.5.
I don't think Matthew Stafford is playing. He's on COVID protocol, right? He's not.
No, it's like it's not. He doesn't have COVID.
It was something. Though, right? But I'm going Minnesota. If Dalvin Cook can keep cooking. Nah, you know what? I've been picking Detroit every single week and they've been letting me down. But this week it's no different. I'm going Detroit.
What does it say about Kirk Cousins if he loses to Detroit, right?
Kirk Cousins
I'm going Detroit.
Is the biggest.
Paid guy.
I think you said it right, man.
One. I didn't know. All right, but yeah, my bad. Kirk Cousins is the biggest emperor with no clothes in the NFL. Like he sucks. Nobody wants to tell him.
I'll say Detroit here. Or actually, man, Galladay is actually out.
You know what? I'm gonna still go with Detroit.
Nah. Yeah, I'm there too. I was gonna talk myself out of it. Let's go Detroit.
Detroit.
All right. A game I'm heavily invested in. New York versus Washington. Washington is -2.5.
New York. So give me Ramirez. It's a give me.
I'm going New York.
Yeah. Tito, it's a give me. Come on, boy.
I'm going Washington.
Here goes the biggest shocker. The biggest shocker of them all. He's more of a shocker with 2 fingers in the pinky.
Stun me.
No, that's not.
You guys are gonna see Daniel Jones get sacked. Let's see. I'm gonna call it at 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
He can throw the ball.
Or you want interception prediction too? 2 picks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm reading
2 picks.
That's a lot of turnovers in one
Jameis
game.
Winston right now.
Wow. You might as well not show up to the field.
All right. So we have Houston and Jacksonville. Man, I'm so disappointed in Houston, but Houston is -7. Both of these guys are 1-6 teams, guys.
I have Houston. But
I
said Houston was going to finish 3rd in his division when it first started. When we first started our pick'ems, because they were going to lose. They lost D Hop, and the coach was being crazy. So,
they can start their playoff run right here with a victory.
Man, Deshaun Watson, he needs help. He doesn't have a running game. Why would you do that as an organization? Why would you give away somebody? I don't care if you can't pay him or you have to get. You don't do that. At some point as an NFL executive and a coach and a GM, you have to realize that you might lose a player at the end of the season. And I know sometimes you have to get what you can for them. But if you're on the cusp of being a good team, don't get rid of your pieces. Look at Tampa Bay. They're going to have to get rid of somebody.
Yeah.
Like I said, the LA Rams did it. They went and they had their little run with their players. They reached the Super Bowl with their 1 year, 2 year guys. Sometimes it's worth it.
Why didn't they make any moves in the trade deadline is beyond me. I know that they didn't want to sell. I know that they didn't want to sell low, but dude, you had to get something for them, dude. But it is what it is. The next one, I love this line, man. I love this line. We got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Chargers, and it is a straight pick 'em.
Chargers, man. Come on.
No line whatsoever. It
Get
has
on, Raymir.
it has Vegas at 0 points, but no line. It's
Come
a
on,
straight pick 'em.
Raymir. Get on this one. San Diego,
And
You know
it's Los Angeles. Los Angeles
Los
Chargers.
Angeles Chargers. Come on, Raymir.
Come on, man. Get out of here, Guru. We've been playing exponential on defense the last couple of weeks. And our offense is clicking on all cylinders. We had an ugly win. Ugly win last week. But we won that convincingly. Like, you were convinced that the Raiders are a better team last week. And shout out to the Chargers. They got one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and Herbert, the way he throws the ball. But he doesn't finish the game. And now I know I talk highly about him other weeks, but he's playing the Raiders, so I can tell the truth. He doesn't finish the game until he can win. Like, this would be a good. Now I will say this honestly speaking, if he's gonna win a game, this could be a game he can win because our secondary is weak. Okay, but I'm thinking, and I'm knowing that Derek Carr and our offense is ready for a shootout, and we can be in games. Like it's the first time in my life that I have not been mad at Derek Carr in back-to-back weeks as a starting quarterback of the Raiders, and it's just. Dude, you're out your mind. You're out your mind. You're out your mind if you think.
I'm always mad at Carr for just being a quarterback in the league. But
man, right? Can you get your pick in, Tito? Why?
Here, you're gonna like this. I'm actually gonna say the Raiders here. My gut, every fiber in my being is gonna say the Chargers. Herbert has made me a fan, but I'm going Raiders here. I think Raiders are going to pull it off. I think you're right. The next one, which I'm going to love to watch, Pittsburgh versus Dallas. Pittsburgh is minus 14.
This is easy. Come on, Guru. This is a pick 'em. Hop on a train. This is the.
I'm gonna let y'all pick
Guru,
first.
do the sun shine in the morning every morning? That's how easy this pick is. Pittsburgh. We all going Pittsburgh unanimously. Go ahead, Tito. Before we get to Guru, go Tito.
Pittsburgh, Tito.
I got Pittsburgh.
Go ahead, Guru. What do you have?
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Guru has actually turned the page. I'll take that. He has turned the page. He is. Somebody, hey, Guru, I think we need to hang out soon just because I worry about your well-being. I haven't seen a Dallas Cowboys fan this down, not being a realist, man. That's cool. I like it. Next game, we have Miami versus Arizona. Arizona is minus 4.5.
Man, Guru, you go first. This is a good one for me.
This is a good one, but I'm gonna go ahead and I know people are going to say Miami's defense, which is true. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Arizona. I feel like they just have a little bit.
First time in my life, I'm going to have to go with Arizona. I'm picking Kyler Murray.
All right, this is where we part. I had heard this is the most anticipated 1-versus-1 quarterback matchup ever. I'm going Miami here. Both quarterbacks were the number one. That's why. But I'm going Miami here. Tua didn't impress me. But I'm not going to write him out. I'm definitely not. Arizona has been streaky. They turn on. They take some games off, in my opinion. But we'll see. Next one, we have our evening game. Should be a good one. Should. New Orleans versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is minus 4.5.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I want to agree. But I also don't. Are they playing? I'm trying to figure out where are they playing. If they're playing in New Orleans, I would go with New Orleans, but I think they're in Tampa Bay.
I think they're in Tampa Bay.
I'm going Tampa. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say.
Okay.
And then why would you do this? Why? I guess Monday is New England versus the Jets.
Yeah.
And
New
New
England.
England is favored by 8.5.
New England.
Yeah, New England. New England.
You know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to throw one of these every single week. And I thought, the Washington game was always going to be my fun game every single week. But I'm going to say the Jets here. I think the Jets get their first win. I really think
this either you're going to hit big this week
Come on,
or you're going to
Tito.
be losing because you have so many outliers this week. So many. So
Come
many.
on, man.
So many. So many.
I don't know, man. I
Talking
don't
about
know.
me.
All right. There you guys have it. That's your pick'ems, our pick'ems that we have. Guru, I know you want to touch on Iowa College right now.
Yeah, well, right now they're kicking the crap out of Michigan State, like 40-something to 7. But I'm just reporting that they need some victories. The more losses they get, the more you can scrutinize the program. They still have a lawsuit in place for $20 million for the 8 players, $10 million for them, for other players. They also want free tuition for all black players who did not graduate from like 2005 to present, and let them get their degrees free of charge, and some other reforms which they have made. But good for the players. They're winning today, and maybe winning might cure all, but I don't think so in this case. They're just getting lucky with Michigan State. And but yeah, that's what I had to report.
Okay, cool. I don't know too much about the Iowa story, but if college do like Tito says, if they pay the players in the beginning, they'll revert all these problems.
Yes.
Last words, Tito. Go.
Just a shout out as always, those of you watching. Definitely out there. Today is one of he's not watching. I think he's too young, but it's one of my nephew's birthdays. So just happy birthday to my nephew Josh. But other than that, always a pleasure to have a show with you guys. Always good to chop it up. So just overall, thanks, man. Glad to be back.
Yeah, same with me. I'm just thankful to you guys and all the viewers out there. I don't care how many. I'm always appreciative of your time to tune in to us, and please continue to come back.
Yeah, good show. Great talking to you guys as always. I know I like this. I actually like this Saturday morning show. It's it feels natural. Like you're not tired. You're not trying to rush off to get to eat or take a shower. So this feels good. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the rewatch. We'll be back in a couple of days. And we are out. Yeah, see you next time. Peace out.